Today we're going to be drawing boxes or rectangular objects from Sight. I have a box in front of me sitting on a green plane, so it's really easy to see. But what we're going to do is first we're going to kind of talk about the object and as far as perspective. So if we look at this thing, we can see that while it is close to us, there is a level of perspective here where lines are eventually going to meet each other off in the distance. We're looking down, so our horizon line is up out of our page, so we can see the top of the object. So we have a bird's eye view of the object. If I'm looking at this thing, I can add more and more to it after I start. But we're going to start with just this one box because it's going to help us get an understanding of how to draw these things. So we did some pencil measuring before. We're going to continue to do some pencil measuring, just kind of get an idea of the width of this box is about a little bit more than my pencil versus, the height of the box is 3/4 of my pencil. So first I'm going to start with kind of the top plane, or the plane that's facing me, right? So the plane that's facing me, the one that says from head to tail game on it, this is a vertical mark representing this space here. And then it's going off into space that way. So if I look at it, it's going off into space this way. Alright, and I can do the bottom of my box the same. And then there's the edge over here. Okay. If I look at this, I would say that my box is actually a little bit taller than that. So I'm just going to come back in. This is a rough drawing. I can always go in and draw lighter. If I draw lighter right now, you won't be able to see it. Okay. Then we have this side over here. Okay. If I look at it, this point, this corner here, is lower than this corner here, right? So I kind of want to identify where that corner is going to be and how far off it is, and I can use my pencil measuring for that, right? So that edge is really, really a skinny side. It's very little compared to the whole picture, right? So if I look, it's probably only about this wide, and I can see how high it is compared to here. It's quite a bit higher. Okay, right, because if I brought this over, imagine that there was a line there, imagining that there's a line here, horizontal, it's up here. You can see a lot of the top of that book. So I come out because I can see the side of this box, and we have another vertical. This vertical corner is higher than this vertical corner. It's actually about even with this one. And I know when you get corners that are really wide like that, it's kind of hard to see where they end. Okay? Now, I want to look at this corner back here. I want to think about like how far over is that. So if I go, okay, somewhere about here, maybe. And it's the highest point, okay? So I'm going to be going kind of up and then come back here. Okay, I look at this, I can tell that there's definitely a little bit off. I think this corner is supposed to come down lower. Again, I can always go in and adjust it. I can tweak it for what it needs to be. Make it here. Do a little erasing. About right, maybe. I see my problem. My angle's a little bit too strong. There we go. Beep. Disaster averted. Okay, so if I look at this and I can see very clearly that I have some mistakes, but not so many that I'm going to cry about them. I can always go in with my eraser and make things neater. Okay, so I have one box. This is my base box. It's the very bottom of my pyramid. I'm going to go in and I'm going to add another book. Okay, so I'm going to take Snowy Day, put the dark side up so that you can see it a little clearer. Alright, Snowy Day is overhanging this edge, right? So it's hanging off the edge of the book, which tells me that it's going to have a point that's coming down in the middle. It's actually about the middle, so let's see. Measure, measure. Yeah, it's pretty clear in the middle of this. So if I come in and I can measure down. Okay. It touches almost the edge of here at a midpoint. I'm looking at this bottom edge because it's got the dimension, right? And then over here on this side, it's a little bit higher up. And I can't see the back corner because I can't see this bottom edge on the back, so I'm not going to freak out about it right now. Okay? So first I've got my marks. I'm just going to gently put them in. And now I can go ahead and go up with the height of my book. So if I look from our perspective, I know that this line cuts through. This is slightly higher than that line. Right? So it's slightly higher. This one comes and it touches the edge. Okay, and this one is just kind of floating over here. So I'm going to do my vertical lines. And then I'm going to take them back to those points. Alright, so that's kind of the start of Snowy Day. And now I can do the top angle. So look back here. This line cuts through here. Quite a bit of the book is above that. So maybe here. So now I have Snowy Day sitting on top. Lower. Sitting on top of my head to toe game. You could really use any kind of boxes you want with this. It's up to you. But you do want to make sure that you can see at least two sides of anything that you put on there. Or else you're just going to be really, really lost when you try to draw a corner. Okay. So now we've got Snowy Day sitting on top. Check it out! The color of his own! One of our favorites at our house. Let's see, what's going to look good? Okay, so we can see here, now we've got color of his own, sitting on top of Snowy Day, which is on top of a head to toe game, and now I definitely can't see this back corner of my Snowy Day book. I can actually see very little of Snowy Day. What I can see on Snowy Day is I can see a little bit of a corner over here, but my Leone book hangs off the edge. I can come over here and say, okay, well I can see it's hanging off the edge over here. Goes into this space. And then it comes way, way up here. I can't see the corner of my bottom box at all anymore. Again, I'm drawing this bottom edge. Can't see the corner of that box at all. So, some estimation. Okay, and then I've got quite a bit set up for me to look at. Okay, so let's do this bottom edges because we can only see these two bottom edges of this book. And I'm going to just draw them. for snowy day, or Leo Leone, okay? This mark here is lower than this corner back here, okay? So I can make sure that it's not too tall. We have a vertical here, which is about the same as this vertical here, it's a little bit less. And then we come across. And then I can come over here, I've got a vertical back here, but it's certainly not as tall, right? It's pretty short, it's kind of hard to see. And then this is going to go back to it. Okay. Now, looking at this book, I know that because I'm getting more and more like level with the camera, I can actually see less of the top than I could of the bottom book, right? So this angle is going to make it hanging down more and more and more. Okay. Some good estimation here for these books sitting on top of each other. There's Lucy. Look at her go. So we've got 3 books sitting on top of each other. I can see through all my books, which is totally fine. I can tell that this book is definitely a little bit too long, which is, I think, making it seem really weird. Should see less of it. But working with boxes is a continuous fluid motion. Eventually what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a still life where there will be boxes and the regular objects. So it will be round objects like the bowling ball and the cup, and then also I'll have some weird things in there like the shoe that I mentioned before, or that you're going to see in a little bit. But ideally what we're able to do is we're able to draw objects in our home, whatever they are, and then later we'll go in and we'll add value. So whatever you do, everything needs to stay in the same place when we start that assignment. But here are some boxes drawn from books. Hope you have a fun time practicing this skill. See you later.